Hi there, welcome back to Technical Tips. I'm Robert, and today I'm going to talk about a game changer in how you use Excel. I'm going to introduce you to Excel tables. Tables are an improvement over normal Excel sheets, otherwise known as ranges, and will make managing and analyzing your data easier and faster. Tables include improved formatting, easy filtering, simpler formula references, and more. I'm going to share with you the top 5 benefits of Excel tables compared with regular ranges. And the last one is huge, so stay until the end. Let's dive right in. Let's start with an example range containing sales information. I know many of us would simply call this a table, but in Excel, this is actually called a range. Most of your Excel spreadsheets are likely implemented as a range. This looks familiar, right? But the problem with using a range is that the spreadsheet lacks structure and functionality. Let's compare this range to a table with the exact same data. Okay, I have duplicated the range, so we can compare a range with a table side by side. The first step is to convert the right side from a range to a table. It is super simple. Let's try that now. First, select any cell in your range. Then, on the Home tab, click the Format as a Table dropdown and choose a style you like. There are many different style formats you can choose from. Make sure the My Table has headers option is checked, then click OK. Just like that, you've created a table. Benefit number 1, the formatting, is easy to see right off the bat. Notice how nice the table looks? The header, the banded rows. All of this makes your data more readable and visually appealing. Let's try to duplicate this formatting in the range. Formatting the header is doable. But duplicating the banded rows would be difficult, so let's just use a simple cell border. That looks okay. Benefit number 2 is the constant visibility of your column headers. Look at the header row in the table. Notice that the headers are always visible, even if you scroll down lower. Keeping your headers visible at the top of your table at all times comes in really handy, especially when scrolling down larger tables. Looking at the header row in the range, you can see that the header scrolls up and disappears. Not great, but you can fix that. First, select the row immediately below your header. Then, go to the View tab, click the Freeze Panes drop-down, and select the Freeze Panes option. This will keep the headers visible even as you scroll lower, but the frozen pane also includes all the rows above your header. This is unnecessary and could waste a lot of screen space. So, by comparison, the table header row is much cleaner and more efficient. Benefit number 3 is easy filtering and sorting. With tables, each column header gets a drop-down arrow that allows you to quickly filter and sort your data with just a few clicks. For example, if you want to filter your data to show only sales from July 8th, that is easy to do directly from the headers. In a range, this feature is fairly easy to duplicate. Just go to the Data tab and click on the Sort and Filter drop-down and select Filter. This produces similar drop-down arrows for filtering and sorting. Now, I'll clear the filtering to show the whole table again. Benefit number 4 is automatic table expansion. In other words, as you add additional data to the bottom of your table, the formatting and all formulas will automatically expand with you. Notice as I add additional rows, see how the table formatting continues to expand? On the other hand, ranges do not do this. As I add additional rows, you can see that the formatting does not continue. You will need to add additional formatting manually as you enter new data. That is not very convenient and is often what leads to inconsistent formatting in a range. Next up is benefit number 5, which is one of my favorite features about tables, and is often why I usually go straight to using tables rather than ranges. It is called structured references, which is just a fancy word for easy-to-read formulas. To best demonstrate this, let's start in the ranges sheet. Let's create a formula to calculate the total sales amount in each row. This formula should multiply the quantity and the price in the row. So, in the sales cell, in the first row of the range, type an equal sign to start the formula. Then click on the quantity, then type the asterisk symbol for multiplication, then click on the price, then press the Enter key. This formula results in the sales total. However, it only applied the formula to the first row of the range. To populate all the rows of the range, you must copy and paste the formula to each row. You could copy the formula with Ctrl-C, then Shift-click to select all the empty cells, then paste with Ctrl-V. That works, but is not very convenient. Let me undo that. A faster way to copy this formula to the bottom of the range is to double-click the little fill square or handle at the bottom right corner of the cell. Now let's try this in the table. Just like before, in the sales cell, in the first row of the table, type an equal sign, then click on the quantity, then type the asterisk symbol, then click on the price, then press the Enter key. Similar to before, this results in the sales total. But notice that this formula is automatically applied to the entire table, not just the first row. That is a huge time saver. Also, it reduces the chance of errors caused by cutting and pasting. Let's take a closer look at the formula. Notice that the formula uses the names of the column headers. This table formula is very clear. It uses quantity and price to calculate the sales total. For comparison, in the range, look at the sales total formula. See the difference? The range formula is not very clear regarding its meaning. Structured references is a huge benefit for keeping your spreadsheet easy to follow, especially if it is to be viewed by someone other than yourself. And structured references work outside of a table too. For example, let's calculate the average sales value over the entire sheet. I'll create an average label off to the side of the table. Then, below, I'll enter the formula, average, open parenthesis. Since we want to average the entire sales column, let's use a quick table shortcut. Click on the top border of the sales column just as the down arrow appears. This selects the entire table column, but without the header label. This shortcut is another cool benefit of using tables. Then, close parenthesis, and enter. Done. You can see the average sales, but also look at the formula. The formula is easy to read. The average of the sales column from Table 1. Table 1 refers to the default name given to this particular table. You can have several tables in your Excel file, each with a unique name that you can define. For comparison, how would you do this in a range? It is doable, but you're going to run into a couple of issues. First, create the average label. Then, below it, the formula. Average, open parenthesis. Now select the entire sales column minus the header. Then, close parenthesis, and enter. So, it calculated the answer, but check out the formula it created. It's not nearly as easy to follow. See the references to the column letters rather than the actual column names? But even worse, this formula will be incorrect once you start adding more rows. Similar to the formatting issue we saw before, this formula will not expand when you add more data to the bottom of the range. Let's see this problem in action. I'll add another row with a ridiculously large sales quantity. This should have a huge positive impact on the total sales average calculation above. But look, there has been no change to the average. Clearly, this is an error, and you can see why. The formula did not expand to include the new row of data. I have to admit, I have made this spreadsheet mistake a few times in the past. It is hard to detect, and will produce bad data very quickly. How does the table handle this same situation? I'll add the same ridiculously large sales quantity row to the table. Here you can see the table automatically expanded, and the average calculation updated correctly. No issues. All right, let's recap. By converting your data range to a table, you get stylish formatting, column headers that don't hide, easy filtering and sorting, automatic table expansion, and most importantly, structured references. These features make working with tables in Excel a breeze. I hope this video has inspired you to use tables in your Excel sheets. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and check out some of these other videos for more tips and tricks. Also, comment below with what you'd like to learn next. Thanks for watching.